Reminder, this is not financial advice. Please consult a licensed financial professional before making any investment decisions and do your own research. Hey everyone, my name is Darren. Back today with you to talk about the precious metals market and all the great things going on in it. Last week we talked about Iran, Israel, the conflict, the USA getting involved. I kind of want to just bookend that and bring up the fact that there was a ceasefire. There's still some underlying tensions that are taking place, but the markets are reacting in a great way. Commercial flights resumed in that area. The stock market itself went up, and oil prices went down. So overall, the market's responding in a great way to the alleged ceasefire and hopefully peace coming in the future. That being said, I really want to talk about today the market itself, precious metals prices. What we're seeing is, a great response to this. For the past month, there hasn't been any major slides going down or jumps going up. It's been very net neutral. And for something that we're seeing is that they're all acting a little differently. One in particular is acting a bit different. Gold started the month relatively around 3,300. Well, today it's at 3,290. So we're net even. It's holding its price. Silver started the month basically at 32, jumped up to 36 right the first week of June, and then here we are at the end of the month, and it's holding that price at $36. Platinum, on the other hand, platinum has been on its own mini run. Platinum has gone up 30% the past month. Now, when I look at these prices, there's always one price that sticks out the most. It's the one that's still less than its all-time high of $50. It's one that's 30 times cheaper and almost 90 times cheaper than its counterparts. So today, what I really want to discuss is the rarities of these precious metals. And also, I want to look at what AI says about these things. AI is becoming this new technology, and if you're not using it, you're probably going to get pushed in the past. It's something that, as it moves forward, it's going to become stronger and stronger. And so let's test it. Let's see what it tells us about precious metals. So looking at rarity, there's kind of two things you need to understand. There's rarity in the Earth's crust. There's always going to be ratios telling you how much abundant, unmined silver or gold is available in the Earth. But then there's also investable grade silver and gold. What's the rarity of investable grade precious metals? The difference between these two is quite large, because some are used for demand, for industrial use, electronic use, anything of the sort. But some are not used at all. Once it's mined, it's out of the ground, and it's held there. The usage of the precious metal does not destroy the precious metal. It's still available. So when we look at these things, you kind of have to ask two questions. How rare is the investable grade format, and how rare is it coming out of the Earth? So looking at this, we can use all sorts of AIs. You can use Gemini from Google, you can use Grok and XAI, you can use Braves AI, you can use Perplexity. There's tons of them you can use. So we're going to look at all of these, and we're going to go through them. And we're going to find that the rarity is quite an interesting story, something far different than what the prices are telling us. So with silver, let's start there. Everything's going to be in relative to gold. So gold's the standard. It's always the one that everyone's talking about. It's the one that's being bought up by central banks across the world in the form of thousands of tons. Other nations are buying it like crazy instead of the U.S. bonds. Gold's the it thing right now. Everyone's buying it. So everything's going to be relative to gold. Well, silver, if you take silver and you say, how rare is silver compared to gold? Well, in the ground, in the Earth's crust, it's a ratio of 1 to 19. So if you mine 1 ounce of gold, there is 19 available ounces in the Earth's crust of silver. So when you take that and you say, well, when we actually do mine it out, what's the ratio we get? Well, it's 1 to 8. Some people argue it's a 1 to 7. So 8 ounces of silver for every 1 ounce of gold. Now, if you ask AI, what's the investable rarity of these, comparatively, of these metals, you're going to find that silver is more rare than gold. Well, why is that? Well, because the industrial demand of silver, once it's mined out of the ground, eliminates that gap of 1 to 8. Silver in itself has been in a deficit for about a decade now, and it's to the tune of 150 million ounces a year of what the supply of the global mining operations can give us versus the demand of the global consumers' need of this precious metal. So it's looking at that, the price ratio is roughly 1 to 91 right now. $36 for silver and $3,300 for gold. There is in terms of rarity and scarcity and desirability, there is a very inviting opportunity for people into silver, and we are very excited about the future of what silver can do for you. Now let's move on to the other metal, platinum. Platinum is very, very rare. Relative to gold, platinum is way more rare than gold. Platinum is 30 times more rare than gold. Now, taking that into consideration, if you were in a small living room, all of the platinum ever mined in history would fit into your small living room. If you did that with gold, gold would fit 2 to 3 Olympic-sized swimming pools, filled all the way to the top. So with platinum having this 30% run the past month, one, I think, is long overdue. But I think it's not going to stop. When you take a look at these availability of the markets, the physical of these precious metals, you're going to find that there's not a whole lot out there. And essentially, you're going to want to get your hands on it. So with platinum, it's very exciting to see that it's starting to move this past month. I just really think that it's not done yet. And with silver, it moved a little bit at the beginning of the month, but my goodness, relatively, it hasn't moved at all. So with silver, if you have a chance to get it, I recommend going and getting your hands on it. We here at the Gold Guys, yes, we're the Gold Guys, but we love silver. We love it. That being said, you can check us out at goldguysbullion.com, where you have all these products available to you, whether in silver, gold, or platinum. It's something that's available to you. So that being said, that's kind of the wrap up of what I want to talk about today, was just prices, AI, the ratios of these things coming out of the ground, available to you in investable grade format. It's quite an interesting story when you kind of take all that information and then just look for yourself at what the current prices are. Hopefully a few light bulbs go off in this video, and if you do your own research yourself, you're going to find much more than this. So that being said, that's really all I got this week. Excited you guys stuck around with us another week, and I'll catch you next time. Take care and God bless.